The history of the United States is a complex and multifaceted narrative that spans thousands of years. From the indigenous peoples who first inhabited the land to the diverse and dynamic nation that exists today, this essay will provide an overview of key events and developments in U.S. history, highlighting the nation's evolution from a collection of colonies to a global superpower. The story begins with the indigenous peoples who lived on the North American continent, long before the arrival of European explorers. These Native American communities had rich and diverse cultures, each with its own unique traditions, languages, and ways of life. However, their world would soon be dramatically altered by the arrival of European settlers. In the early 17th century, English and Dutch settlers established the first permanent English colonies along the eastern seaboard. The Mayflower Compact of 1620, signed by pilgrims aboard the Mayflower ship, set a precedent for self-governance and represented an early experiment in democratic principles. Over the next century, the 13 colonies grew both in population and economic prosperity, but tensions with the British government also escalated. The seeds of discontent sown during years of colonial rule culminated in the American Revolution. 1775 to 1783, the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776 marked a watershed moment, as the 13 colonies asserted their independence from British rule. The war that followed saw notable figures like George Washington leading the Continental Army against the British forces. The conflict concluded with the Treaty of Paris in 1783, recognizing the United States as a sovereign nation. The post-revolutionary period saw the drafting of the U.S. Constitution in 1787, establishing the framework for the federal government and emphasizing principles of individual rights and checks and balances. The Bill of Rights, comprising the first 10 amendments, further safeguarded citizens' freedoms. The new nation embarked on a journey of westward expansion, with the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 and the Lewis and Clark Expedition, opening up vast territories for settlement. The 19th century was marked by significant social and economic changes, including the expansion of slavery and the rise of abolitionist movements. The issue of slavery eventually ignited the American Civil War 1861 to 1865, a bloody conflict between the Northern States Union and the Southern States Confederacy. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863, declared the end of slavery in Confederate-held territories. The war concluded with the Union's victory, the abolition of slavery, and the beginning of the Reconstruction era.